And hello to another Draw With Me episode. I still think that I'm going to randomly produce these videos because I like the fact that you can follow my drawing in real time and maybe draw with me. So this what I'm doing here right now is an ACEO card. I have started making these and reopened my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in an original artwork or an ACEO, the Etsy shop is the place to go. But I don't want to promote that much. That was my sales pitch there. And I'm just going to draw for a bit now and record while I'm doing it. And you can come along with me. Now with this piece, it's been years since I've worked on toned paper. So I got me a few gray ones, lighter gray, and also a few brown ones, as I really enjoy the sepia colors, so that I can try working with black on it and also work out the highlights with a white. Like, I got me this set of polychromos, polychromos pencils from Faber-Castell. No sponsoring here. And for those of you who I don't know how they are usually. They are similar to the other very famous pencils everybody's using, these soft pencil colors. Every time I need the name, I forget how they are called. Somewhat not funny anymore. Anyway, you sure know what I'm talking about, or somebody is going to leave the right answer in the comments. I would really appreciate that if you do. So the image I'm drawing here is I wanted to draw an ACEO on this paper, or sketch card, however you want to call them. And I am currently researching and practicing and designing stuff for an upcoming webcomic of mine, which I really hope I'm going through with the project, because currently I like the script that I'm writing, but I guess you guys notice that you have an idea to do something, and then as long as it is young and fresh, you burst with energy, and then as soon as the idea gets not worn out but as soon as you become accustomed to the project, you start to lose interest. I really, really hope that this is not going to happen with this project. But anyway, this is now me wanting to draw a sketch card, an ACEO, and as well practice one of the main, let's say, creatures, one of the main creatures from the comic. It's going to be a comic with a lot of furry characters, with anthropomorphic animals, and I just for the sake of it being completely my own story and my own, well, for the world building, I've decided to make it a fantasy comic. So I get my inspiration from a little bit of everywhere. Still, everything is kind of created by me and has to play by my rules, which is absolutely what I wanted to have. Because if you create a comic, like let's say you want to create a comic with an historical subject, then as soon as you don't have your research right, people are not going to believe you, or it's more difficult to immerse people into your story, because if as soon as you have some people who expected it to be historically accurate or have a little bit of a knowledge about what you about what culture you're using and stuff, when you don't do your research properly, your comic is going to seem fake. It's not going. There's no way that people can get immersed in the story, except if they have really good tolerance skills, I would say. Like if they can ignore the fact that there are so many wrongs in the story. I don't know how else to call it. Anyway, that's my getting piercing there. That's my main reason why I like to make my own world building, just because I make the rules and I am boss. So nobody can tell me that. For example, this figure here, this race is called Njuru. Yeah, a slightly more violent clan in my world. So there will be a few clans. I don't want to explain too much, because as soon as I launch this comic project, I wanted to implement it or connect it with my Patreon. So I want it to be free to read for everybody comic, like an online comic. So everybody can read the story and enjoy the story. But I wanted to still give the possibility to support me with $5 or so via Patreon for the story and for the making of the comic, so that well, the more you earn while you work on something, the less you have to consider taking other jobs to earn the money to live, and then afterwards you can draw. So if you have people supporting your idea and what you're drawing, then it gets easier to actually hold on. it's easier to actually work on your art. Like you have supporters taking care of your financial needs so that you can concentrate on putting out pages and stories and artwork. So yeah, where did I want to go with that? Oh yeah, I did not want to tell too much information because when I really make this project, when I really start putting out comic pages, I wanted to give the possibility to support me via Patreon, and those who support the comic, so like everybody can read it, and supporters should get something special, I think. And that's why I would make stuff like extra content and concepts art and original storyboards for the comic, only available for those who financially support the making of the comic. Yeah, so that if you're paying for something that is, you would be paying for something that is free on the internet to read. So I think it's only normal that you can get something in return. I mean, you wouldn't have to pay for it because it is online for free. So I really like the idea of putting out extra content and insights as well to parts of the production and the world building that others will not get. Just as a thank you for helping me do this. But that's all music for the future, for the upcoming weeks to come. I did not want to start on a project. I want to wait a little bit until I have some concepts down, till I know how the Juro look like this one. I think I'm slowly I'm moving towards a design I really like. Like you can see that they are antelope type creatures with sharp teeth. So they are like a mixture of an antelope and a saber tooth. So they are less peaceful than the other ones. I have to admit that I myself I am very interested how this is going to turn out. The having predator antelopes. I really liked the idea. I wanted to have one clan who is really more like a predator in the story, but I also wanted the story to be filled with hoofed creatures like horses and antelopes, and donkeys, whatever. Everything that goes in that direction. I wanted to draw hoofs, and so I was like, okay, if I want to have a predator, the one that would match the most would be a wolf-like creature or so. I was like, yeah, but wolves are the wolves are not so equestrian. They don't have hooves and stuff. I don't want to have so many different, such a difference in the species. So I created these predator antelopes. Yeah, we will see. I think that was also one of the main reasons why I decided to make the whole story fantasy, because you can create your own races. I can't draw my own race wrong. I create these, I design these. I know how big the ears must be. I know how the snout is formed and all that stuff. So it's not like It's not like I can get them wrong because I made them. Sounds very cocky, making them. Oh well. Yeah, that was little insights on my upcoming plans for this comic. I hope you guys stay tuned for this, because really a lot of my time besides commissioned project, as you might know, I'm a freelance artist, illustrator, and animator, and currently I am animating quite a lot. So most of my time I have to use for animation. So just to get on with the commissioned job, I always have to my own art. I mean, I am a freelance artist, let's say. I work. Also, my animation is also an artistic job, let's say. But my own art and my own projects always have to take a step back. I have, as long as they don't bring me as much money as the commissioned jobs and projects, let's say, I always have to take the commissioned ones. I have to favor them because I need to make them to get my money to pay my living. I have to pay rent. I have to pay insurance. I have to eat, like everybody. So I'm just going to do this. Oh, but I don't want to complain. I really like my animation jobs. I mean, that's what I've studied for years now. And this is my first year going freelance, like making. Wait a moment, I take it with me. Still in focus? Yeah, still in focus. It's my first year making a living, and I'm starting off with making a living with art. I never worked in another job before, except while I was a student to earn some pocket money, some food money. But yeah, this is going freelance, being a freelance artist and animator and illustrator is actually my very first job. So I can, like, I never had this typical day job situation where I have to say, okay, how much do I have to push my art until I'm ready to quit the secure day job, because I'm right out of the uni. I'm starting off with art. Although I have to say I feel a bit lucky because due to the academy that I was doing my studies, I studied animation at the film academy here in Baden-Württemberg, and these studies gave me great connections. So I have connections to studio which will give me animation jobs, which will give me money. So I'm not starting at zero per se, which is cool. And I'm really glad, and I'm really thankful for that possibility. Although I still would like to have more time to make my own art, for example, to make this comic. If I could use my full 8-hour workday for this comic, the first pages would already be out. That's something, if I invest that much time into this project, it has to make me some money. I have to make some living out of it. So as long as it is not doing that, I will slowly prepare it. And at one point I will put it online. Then we'll see how much commissioned project I will have to take on whilst drawing the comic. Excuse me. Still in focus? Yeah. Gotta shop that. Anyway, yeah. Now I talked a lot about that project anyway. I did not plan on talking so much about this comic idea of mine because I've put nothing out yet. It's nothing for you to see yet, except that I'm drawing one of the creatures now as an ACEO. Also a good way to finance the comic by selling some original artwork while doing it, or while preparing it, gathering a budget. And yeah, I guess I started talking so much about it now because I really enjoy this, already the thought of having this project on my own, which I've started and written the story to and all the stuff. I really like that feeling. It's like I'm my own boss at this project, and success and failure depends on me and my energy to do it, to work for it, to create things for it. It's nobody telling me if a panel is wrong or if this storyline is not what they wanted. I don't have a director sitting behind me and telling me, oh no, this is not the kind of feeling I wanted to have. I am my own director. I can critique myself and tell myself that I'm doing stuff wrong, but yeah, that's not a story. Well, so I think before I put down more black, I'm going to make a pass with the white now. I can see that my recording is about 25 minutes already. I don't know how long I can make these videos because this is only the second one that I'm making, and you, my audience, the people watching and listening to me, is still very small. It's a small community, and I have nothing against it being small, but I would really love to hear from you guys if you like this type of video, and if, for example, if I could make them longer, because I'm always a very reluctant to make videos that are too long, which are in real time, just drawing and talking. for myself, I really like to watch this kind of videos and listen to them while I'm drawing myself. Like Jeff Lafferty, Peter Draws, and all these. Peter Draws contentless podcast. Excuse me. Peter Draws content-free podcast. There's the word. Content-free podcast is something that I really enjoy listening to because there's no heavy subject. There's just him talking and drawing, and sometimes the oddest stories to listen to. So I really appreciate these videos, and I would like to hear from you if you appreciate this video. If I've changed my lighting setup so the picture quality should be better. I changed the focus on my camera so the sharpness of where I'm working at should be better, also as well as the colors. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I see you in the next Draw with Me video. Bye.